Hey guys, in this video, I want to share with you guys a method that is changing my state to be the most wonderful, most beautiful, most powerful, most resourceful state I've ever been in. And I hope you can apply this method for yourself and you have the same experience because it's just magical. So let me first dive into what is the state and three methods you probably already know of how to change your state from unresourceful, means like sad, depressed, frustrated, doubtful, into a resourceful state. That means hopeful, funny, happy, joyous, loving, abundant, whatever, because your state is probably the most valuable currency you can bring into the day because you can attract better, you can manifest, you can meet people on a different level. So your state is so important. Obviously, it makes you feel good if you feel good. That's very logical. So, what is the most obvious state changer that you have? It's very obvious. It's our physiology. Because if I'm doubtful, if I'm sad, if I'm frustrated, I might sit like this and my shoulders are to the front. My voice and my speaking is very shallow, my breathing. But if I want to change my state, I just change my physiology. I change my body. So I go back with my shoulders, I go up with my chin. I breathe deeply. I change my physiology. I change my state very rapidly. It's the most obvious, and I'm sure you already know that. The next state changer will be your focus. Change your focus, change your life. Whatever you focus on determines your state, your emotions, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. So, what are the things you're thinking about? Why don't you think about the things you really want to think about instead of the thinking about the things that makes us feel miserable? Okay, and we have a choice. The moment we become aware that we can control and direct our focus, let's focus on the things that we really want to focus on. And this is practice. But the more you focus on the right things, the more you feel, right? You think about the things you want to think about, you feel the way you just thought about, you start acting upon it, and you start manifesting in this reality. So focus is the second way of how to change your state to something resourceful. And the third way is use language. Use who are you when nobody's watching? And how do you talk to yourself in your mind, in your head? And oftentimes I caught myself, I think to myself, I wouldn't even talk to my mother, to my wife, to my best friend the way I'm talking to myself sometimes. So what is the language you're using throughout the day, in your mind, in your head, or even outside? Even worse, be very, very cautious and mindful about the language you use. Use beautiful terms, powerful words, abundance, powerful, empowerment, all these things. So the way you talk influences your state and you can change it. Now, let me come to this method. And it really changed my life. And I'm in the beginning of it right now, but it's so powerful and so magical. And I have it here on my phone. I have 5 times a day an alarm that goes off. And this alarm says the following to me: what would my higher self do? What would my higher self do? And the reason why this is coming up for me, because we have to understand there are only 2 ways how to perceive this world. There's either fear or there's love. Everything is either fear-based or everything is coming from love. There is nothing else and nothing in between. And fear means hate, doubt, guilt, shame. All these negative states and emotions are fear-based. Love, joy, gratefulness, abundance, happiness, it's all based on love. The higher self is the closest to God you can be. It's your true essence. Is you sincerely who you are? And we constantly forget who we truly are. And I completely forgot it. And I'm so into things around, in what happens in the day. I'm so into that. And it's so easy to be distracted of who we truly are. So I'm reminding myself constantly, 5 times a day, what would my higher self do right now? If I'm angry, would my higher self be angry? No, a higher self would be forgiving. A higher self would be loving. A higher self would be caring if you're frustrated. And every time I remind myself who and what would my higher self do, I know my higher self would do everything with love. And this is completely changing everything for me. And the reason I do it 5 times a day is because it's a muscle. And this muscle we need to train. And the more often we train this muscle, the more we repeat it, the more it becomes our natural state. And now imagine yourself being in a natural state, the closest you can be to your higher self. I hope this method can help you the way it helped me. Thank you for listening.